Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Charles. I want to welcome you guys to the conversation. So, we all know what this season is going to be about. It's the Battle of LA, Clippers and the Lakers, and that's what I want to talk about in this video. So, in today's video, I'm going to be asking you guys this question. Will LeBron James scapegoat Anthony Davis if the Lakers don't do well? And by do well, I mean either they don't make it to the finals or any other thing that's considered a failure. Will he scapegoat Anthony Davis? So, let's get into it. So as you know, this is opening week, and for those of you, depending on the time you're watching this video, you may have already seen the matchup between the Clippers and the Lakers. Now, going into this matchup, I was actually a little bit tentative about my picking the Clippers to win that game, just simply because, one, I believe in Doc Rivers. Two, I believe in the defensive mindedness of the Clippers, that they already have there. And then, of course, with the addition of Kawhi Leonard, bolstering their defense. And then also having people like Paul George, who's one of the best two-way players in the league, although he wasn't going to be available for the beginning of the season. All of these things went well. So they ended up playing each other last night. And Kawhi Leonard, as we all expected, shined like a star. Went out there, had 30 points, was really fantastic, and the Clippers won, going away by 10 points. Now, the big hoopla about this whole thing is, the Battle of LA, who's going to come out on top, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Right? We're all aware of this. We all know about the hype surrounding this season. Now, prior to this game, we're talking about months leading up to this entire matchup. This is after, all of the free agents have sort of settled, and we all knew what the teams were going to be this coming season. A lot of people were really pro-Lakers. Some people we all know Shannon Sharp is a LeBron James homer. Stephen A. Smith is really huge on LeBron and AD, saying that they're both better than Kawhi Leonard. I think he is living outside of his mind, but that's what he thinks. He said, that he's better than Kawhi Leonard, and Anthony Davis is better than Kawhi Leonard, and the Lakers are going to win, and they have the best duo, and blah, 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 blah. The only person out there in the media that's been consistently supporting Kawhi Leonard for the past 2 years, and really a lot last year, is Max Kellerman. Max Kellerman understands what time it is. He understands that Kawhi Leonard is the new guard of the NBA. I mean, he's the best player in the world. A lot of people don't really want to give it up to him, maybe because of his personality, or he's not that flamboyant, not as boisterous as other stars. So most people don't really think of him as a prototypical face of the league. But to me, in my opinion, he's the best player in the world, has been at least for the last year or so. So going into this matchup, a lot of people were really leaning towards the Lakers. A lot of people are saying that they have the better duo and all this stuff. Now, in my opinion, when you're looking at a duo, you're not just looking at the players individually and saying who of these two players are better. You're also looking at how they complement each other and how they work in a team unit, right? Because you can have two great players that don't do well. Perfect example: DeMarcus Cousins and Anthony Davis. At one point, DeMarcus Cousins was considered to be the best big man in the NBA, and he was paired with Anthony Davis, and that didn't work out, right? These were two stellar, probably the best big men in all of basketball, right up there with Karl Anthony Towns and whomever I'm forgetting. But they didn't do well. I don't even think they made the playoffs together, if I remember well. Or they did, they didn't really make any noise about that. Now, a lot of it had to do with injuries and all these other things, but you get my point. So I think people kind of jumped the gun, and once again, a lot of analysts overlooking Kawhi Leonard, and people are going to be paying for this all season long. This is what's going to happen. I think what we're going to see is a reoccurring theme. And on opening night, Kawhi Leonard did what he normally does, just go out there and give it to dudes on the court. He dropped 30 points, which was his average in the playoffs last season, leading the playoffs in scoring, rebounds, assists, and I think in steals. So he was a beast. But now, as the season is progressing, I'm really wondering what's going to happen if the Lakers don't live up to expectations. Now, let's look at this historically. LeBron has a propensity to always blame deflect and push blame to other teammates, and really, and be really passive aggressive with, his anger. And we've seen this time and time and time again. A perfect example, we don't have to go too far back. Look at the Kevin Love situation when the Cavaliers were playing in the playoffs. I believe it was 2 seasons ago. Kevin Love was an all-star. Before he got to Cleveland, he was averaging 26 points, I think 12 rebounds. He was a beast, especially a defensive player, as far as rebound and all this stuff. He got to go play with LeBron James, and anything that went wrong was always blamed on Kevin Love. Even when he did things right, he barely got any credit for all the things that he was able to do. And Kevin Love is an outstanding player. But LeBron has this thing of what he always likes to blame deflect. In the beginning of the season, it's all chummy. Everybody's doing their handshakes, you know, going out to dinner together, attending summer league games together, all of these different things. You know, it's like a new couple that just got married. And then the moment things start going awry, he'll distance himself. We saw that in the finals about a year ago when you know, they got up to the waning moments. J.R. Smith had an all-time blunder, went to the bench and pouted. You know, just kind of distanced himself from the team, and then they went on to lose that game. And a lot of people were like, you know, LeBron should have been more. He should have been. That would have been the time for him to galvanize his team and say, hey, listen, we just had a major screw up, but we can come back. But it just seems to be his thing. Now, I'm not here dissing LeBron James. He's one of the best players of all time. There's no arguing that. But this part of his leadership is something that really hurts a team. That's why you know, Skip Bayless always calls him the drama king. We see this a lot. It's what happened last season with the Lakers when he was trying to get rid of, when he eventually got rid of not Kyle Kuzma, Brandon Ingram, Lonzo Ball, and some other young players in the beginning of the season. This is the best. These teammates, the sky's the limit, and and then the team started underperforming, and next thing you know, he wanted them out of there, shattered the locker room. So it was a mess, right? But with this new energy in the room with Anthony Davis, everyone is like, yeah, you know, he's here. And I'm just like, pump the brakes, because if this thing doesn't work out, I don't know when you guys are going to see this video. You can book it right now. I said it in October. I think it's October 23rd, 2019. You can book it that Anthony Davis is going to get scapegoated by the entire media. You can already book it, because they're not going to blame LeBron James. If you believe that Shannon Sharpe is going to come out and start blaming LeBron James when the Lakers don't do well, you are smoking something. It will not happen. He's too emotionally attached to him to criticize him, which I believe is a really bad thing. My favorite player of all time was Kobe Bryant, but I can say when Kobe Bryant didn't show up. I can say when he got swept by the Dallas Mavericks that he didn't show up. You know, and although I love Kobe, but that doesn't mean I can't be critical of him. You know, so I think you're not going to see much of that, and Anthony Davis is going to get scapegoated by the media. I guarantee you. They're going to say that he doesn't have any experience. LeBron James is playing with an inexperienced player. Yeah, he's talented, but he doesn't really have the mental makeup that LeBron will need and the Lakers will need. And remember, Anthony Davis is on a 1-year deal. He can go sign with another team next season. It's not like as if, you know, he signed a 5-year contract. So there's a lot riding on this season for the Lakers. They need to make sure that they have a successful season, whatever successful means to that organization. I don't know what it is, but at the same time, they need to find a way to retain Anthony Davis and let him feel like he's going to be the face of that team moving forward. And they have to understand this is an integration process. If they put too much expectations on him by saying they need to win and blah, 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 the guy might just get overwhelmed and say, hey, listen, man, I feel like you guys are trying to force this championship. And in some cases it works out, in other cases it doesn't. We've seen many cases where teams try to force feed championships and it doesn't work out. But I'm saying it right here that if the Lakers don't win, the scapegoat has already been laid out, and it's going to be Anthony Davis, because LeBron is not going to do, a tiger doesn't change his stripes. He's not going to start blaming himself. I can guarantee you that. He's going to guard his image and make sure that his image remains, squeaky clean. And you saw that in the past, a number of years ago, when they lost in the finals. I believe it was against the Dallas Mavericks. And instead of owning up to that, he was walking around with a t-shirt saying, check my stats. I mean, so he's like, LeBron's going to look back and say, hey, I did my thing. I averaged my 25, 26, 7, whatever points it is a game. I put up my numbers, so it's not my fault. And that's what could happen. I'm not saying it will, but that's what could happen. So what I want to know from you guys is, do you think that if the Lakers don't meet expectations, meaning if they don't win this season, will LeBron James scapegoat Anthony Davis? And if you do, let me know why you think so in the comment section below. And if you don't, if you think I'm bugging out, if you think I'm smoking some, please let me know what you think about that as well in the comment section below. I really, really, really want to know what you guys think about this, because I think it's going to be an ongoing theme this entire season. So please let me know your thoughts on this. Again, if you enjoyed the video, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel to check out some of our latest content. Once again, I want to thank you guys for all the support up to this point. We really appreciate it. This is Charles here from DreamersPro, wishing you guys a fantastic day. Peace.